vacation last week. If this is your first time on my channel, I just want to say a quick welcome and explain to you what we're about to do and why we are doing it. We start each video with some movement because the best and easiest and quickest way to change our lives is to change our state. And one of the ways that we can elevate our state, get ready to receive all of this great information that we're going to be talking about today, is to pump up our bodies, get our bodies moving. So we're going to do a quick 10-second dance break. Please stand up if you're watching this video and you're able to stand up. If you're driving in a car, if you're sitting at work and you're not able to get up and dance around your office, which I highly recommend you do it anyway, then create some incredible movement in your seat. You ready? Let's go. I don't know why I'm thinking of that song. Pump it louder. No? People think that intermittent fasting means just not eating, but it is way more than that. And in this video, I hope to give you some really great tips if you're thinking about starting intermittent fasting. I'm also going to be talking about the benefits and the changes that I've seen. I lost over 30 pounds doing intermittent fasting, and I'll be sharing specific measurements and details with you on that later. I do want to preface this video with two quick things. First of all, I am not a doctor. I am not an intermittent fasting expert, although I have done a lot of research and I feel very confident in talking and sharing about intermittent fasting, specifically because I'm sharing my results with you and also because of all the research I've done. I'm going to link some cool documents and blogs and scientific research that I have found in my journey, and I'm also going to link a couple other YouTube videos that I found super helpful during my fasting journey. If you have any comorbidities or other health concerns, please consult your doctor before starting intermittent fasting. I also want to preface this video with there is no size or weight that you need to be beautiful, to be enough, to be strong, to be accepted. I did not start this intermittent fasting journey to lose weight, although that's what happened, and I'm super excited that that happened. I invite you to choose the mindset, because we talk about mindset a lot on my channel here. I invite you to choose the mindset that I did, which is I am working on becoming the healthiest and the best version of myself. I love myself no matter what. Versus I need to lose X amount of weight to be beautiful, enough, attractive, worthy, etc. You are beautiful and you are enough just as you are. Quick reminder to please like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my weekly videos. We talk a lot about mindset here, and that will really help on your fasting journey. Okay, so now that all of that is out of the way, let's dive in. So I'm going to be sharing my specific fasting journey. Like I said, I'm not a doctor. I'm not here to tell you medical advice. So all I can do is share my story. I truly believe that intermittent fasting can benefit so many different types of people, but since I'm just talking about myself, I want to share a quick overview of my background. So per BMI standards, I think that I've been slightly overweight pretty much my whole life. I've always kind of fluctuated in my adult life between 170, 190 pounds, and I'm 5'7". Growing up, I did not enjoy sports at all. I was a huge music nerd. I sang in every choir in high school. I was in the musicals. I did music in college. I played guitar, all of the things. So I never really enjoyed competitive sports. Fast forward to college is where I found the gym and I started lifting weights, and of course, like any beginner, I didn't know what I was doing, but I really fell in love with it. On average, I have a slower metabolism, and diet-wise, I do a lot of things, consume a lot of foods that help me digest my foods more effectively and better. I was raised by a mom who has a degree in nutrition. However, my parents were divorced, and my dad definitely fed us those junk foods and the fast food, so I think I have the best of both worlds, to be honest. A huge breakthrough in my diet was when I was in high school. My stepdad was diagnosed with celiac disease, and we ended up choosing to go gluten-free as a family. And something that I didn't expect to happen was I lost a bunch of weight. Of course, if you've done any research on gluten, it really inflames your system and bloats you. So if that's something that you want to explore, I'd be happy to chat about it. Just let me know in the comments below. I've always felt in general that I eat healthier than the average American. I really don't eat any fast food anymore. But even in college, I didn't eat too much. But to be honest, I've always had this extra weight on me that I've never really been able to lose and keep off. So I'm sharing my weight loss info because it is cold hard data and measurable data, but intermittent fasting has so many benefits that I believe trump weight loss. The two biggest things that I've gotten out of intermittent fasting is 1, increased energy, and 2, decreased anxiety regarding food. And I'll share more about that in a second, but intermittent fasting has so many benefits, including hormone optimization, resetting the gut microbiome, which is an entire different video in itself. So if that's something that you're interested in learning about, let me know in the comments below as well. It increases cell autophagy, it boosts the immune system, it increases insulin sensitivity, which is really important for a number of reasons. There is so much good stuff in fasting. I highly recommend you check out some of the links below to find out all of the benefits. So increased energy was the first thing I noticed when starting intermittent fasting before any weight loss. Even though I eat really healthy and I've messed around with diets like keto and the bone broth cleanse, my body still had to go through the adjustment period of getting used to intermittent fasting. So just a quick side tip here, if you are starting your intermittent fasting journey, I want you to prepare yourself mentally. This isn't the worst thing in the world. I have actually come to really enjoy the lifestyle. I've been fasting for about a year now and I don't have any plans of stopping, but you do have to allow your body to go through that transition period. And I really believe that your mindset holds a lot of weight in this transition. Something that really helped my mindset was to know exactly what my body was going through and why and how I was helping my body with intermittent fasting. If you want more info and tips and tricks in the transition period to start intermittent fasting, let me know because I'd be more than happy to make a video with just the beginning stages of fasting. The second biggest thing that I really have gotten out of intermittent fasting is this anxiety regarding food that I didn't even know that I had. I had this moment in my fasting journey where I realized how much anxiety and how much thought went into food every single day. A lot of my day was focused on what I was gonna eat, where I was gonna eat, how I was gonna eat, spending time cooking and food prepping and grocery shopping and all that stuff. And I'm not saying that I don't spend that time now, but a lot less energy, mental energy goes into it, if that makes sense. Learning from my body that I could not only survive, but thrive off of not eating for certain amounts of time was really monumental. The first response that I get when I tell people that I intermittent fast and they should too is, oh, I could not do that. I could not eat. But honestly, a typical fasting period is anywhere between 12 and 16 hours. So if you're someone that eats an earlier dinner and then sleeps 8 hours a night and then maybe has your coffee or your breakfast a little bit after you wake up, you're probably already fasting close to 12 hours. So I want you to calculate how long you're actually already fasting and then maybe just add a couple hours onto that to start. Okay, so let's get to the cold hard facts of my fasting results. So I started tracking my progress April 2021. Like I said, I didn't start fasting for a weight loss journey. I just started fasting because I wanted to try it and see what happened. Honestly, I'm someone that loves trying new things. So I didn't start tracking my progress right at the beginning until I started noticing like, hey, whoa, I'm actually seeing a lot of benefits and I actually am really enjoying this fasting journey. Maybe I should start documenting it. So all of this data is give or take a little bit. In the 11 months of tracked progress, I have lost 30 pounds. I've lost 4.5 inches off my waist. I've lost 4 inches off my hips. I've lost 2.5 inches off my thighs. And I've maintained the same arm measurements. However, you can see a lot more definition in my arms and just in my body in general in the lean muscle mass versus just the fat. I not only lost weight, but I gained muscle. And one of the ways that I know that is that I'm lifting heavier and more than I ever have in my life before. For me, fasting has really turned into a lifestyle and I genuinely love it. Fun fact, most people who fad diet on average end up gaining 30% more weight than their baseline after they've reached their weight loss goal in that next year period. I find that so interesting, but it makes sense, right? Because when we are restricting ourselves, when we're keeping ourselves from eating or doing the things that we want or that we love or that make us happy for a short period of time, we end up overindulging after that time period has ended because we restricted ourselves so much. So for me, I talk about this with my fiance all the time, but I never feel like I'm missing out on anything. I love ice cream, although I eat pretty much dairy-free ice cream now, but it's something that I've always loved. And when I did keto or when I've done other fad diets, I wasn't able to eat ice cream. And so all I could think about was how much I wanted ice cream, but I couldn't have it. I was restricting myself from that. But with intermittent fasting, I can have whatever I want to eat. It's just during specific time windows. And that's also a whole other video. So if you're interested in hearing about what I eat and what I don't eat and when I eat it and when I don't eat it, let me know. I honestly feel so good, and I've seen so many incredible changes in my body, in my energy, in my mental clarity, in my sleep. I mean, the list goes on and on. This just works for me, but that doesn't mean that intermittent fasting is gonna work for you. Everyone is different, and that's okay. I do encourage you to give this a good, solid try. And when I mean a good, solid try, I mean do your previous research, know what you're stepping into, know when to eat, how to eat it, what your body is going through, that transition period, what side effects you might experience so you can look out for them, consult your doctor and make sure that this is a good choice for you. And mindset is everything, friends. I promise you, focus on your mindset, set your goals, write them down, find an accountability partner, tell yourself, promise yourself that you're gonna give this a good old-fashioned try for at least 30 days, and closely pay attention to how you're feeling. Maybe take some before pictures and before measurements. Maybe keep a emotional journal or something like that so you can track all forms of progress, because oftentimes we start something and we're looking for weight loss. We're looking to lose 10 pounds because Sally Jane over there lost 10 pounds in a week. But that's not the case for everyone, especially not for me. It took me at least, I'd say, a couple months before I started noticing significant weight loss. So make sure that you track your progress in all aspects. If you can't tell, I'm very passionate about intermittent fasting. I absolutely love sharing about it. I've done a lot of research on this, so feel free to reach out and ask me any questions as well. So quick recap, if you've been writing down your notes like we talked about on this channel, writing things down really help you remember the information and encode it in your brain and help with that brain processing. So if you're writing down notes, here are some really important things to remember. Do all of your prior research. I've given you a really great list to start with down below, but do your own research. I invite you to give this intermittent fasting a good, solid try for at least 30 days and pay very close attention to how you feel, not just your physical results. And lastly, please feel free to ask all of your questions. I would love to create another video for you next week. So ask all of your questions. I will compile them into a video and we'll go from there. I am so excited to start this journey with you, friends. I hope that you found this video helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, follow me on Instagram at HannahMary06 because I do talk a lot about intermittent fasting, workout, eating healthy, all of that good stuff. So make sure that you give me a follow there too. I'll see you next week, friends. Bye.